Hey guys, it's Chip here with you from Expand-A-Pan. I am excited about what I've got here now. This will be a tutorial for the No BS Lures K9 Extreme trap that there's a lot of buzz in the industry about. This trap just came out late last year. It's gaining a lot of popularity, a lot of traction real quick. There's a lot of guys that are excited about it, and we have had tons of requests for Expand-A-Pan for it. Super good trap. I could go into all the benefits of it. It's made like an absolute tank, guys. There is no animal alive that I'm aware of that could do any damage much to this trap. It is absolutely built like a Sherman tank. It's got a lot of benefits to it. It's a number 3 size trap. So what we came with is our Expand-A-Pan for it. This Expand-A-Pan measures almost 18 square inches in comparison to the stock pan that comes on this trap that measures just slightly less than 10 square inches. So we're going up about 180% from the size of the original surface area of the original pan here. What we've got, guys, you may notice with this pan, I've got 4 holes here that's coming from the Expand-A-Pan factory. It's going to have 4 holes in here. These holes have 2 purposes. They're much like our MB550s or MB650s. And I'm going to show you what these purposes are. Both is their dual functions. To install this, this is a weld-on pan. I'm just going to simply slide it through the trap right here, and I just want to show you something. I'm going to go ahead and set this trap real quick for the demonstration purposes here. For our installation is all going to be with the trap closed, but just to show you what I'm talking about here, I love this deep night latch in this trap. If I got ready to install this Expand-A-Pan and I had it completely grossly wrong, there's no way anybody's going to weld this on at a 45-degree angle. But you see, the trap's not going to fire because the pan is literally on top of the jaws of the trap. That's not going to work. And nobody would get it that far. But if somebody got it just a little bit off, then my tolerances down here are way too tight. My tolerances in this corner are way too wide. And so I need this pan, this Expand-A-Pan, to be exactly square with the original trap. So what I've done on these holes here, I'm going to use this screwdriver to point. You can see where the manufacturers bend this down. It leaves a little divot hole right here where this screwdriver is. I'm going to pause for a second so the camera can zoom into this. Same thing on this side. Leaves just a little bit of a half-moon hole right here, and these are going to become landmarks that we see through the holes of the Expand-A-Pan. Those are going to be the top 2. The bottom 2 are going to correspond to these outside corners. They have a fillet around or a rounded edge here on the bottom of the original pan, and you'll be able to see those through the bottom 2 holes of the Expand-A-Pan. I'm going to gently lay this over here and try not to throw this trap. And I can see, and I'm going to try to tilt this up, and maybe the camera can see the correspondence there. But I know visually I can look straight down on it, and I can tell that I've got that lined up. Okay, so now I've got 4 known spots of reference. Sit back down. I got 4 known spots of reference, and that means that if I can see all 4 of those landmarks through these inspection holes in this trap pan, that this Expand-A-Pan has to be square with the original pan. I'm going to get ready to go ahead and install this. I'm going to throw the trap, and the first thing I'm going to do, I like to tilt my pans up just a little. I like to slide the Expand-A-Pan through here. Now I know that the camera's probably not going to be able to see all of what I'm about to do. But some tools that are extremely handy, and I thought I had everything laid out here, and here's the first step, is some self-locking needle nose pliers. These will be very, very, very beneficial. The reason I like the needle nose is because I can slide in here and I can clamp the Expand-A-Pan to the original pan, and I like the self-locking because then my hands are free to basically weld through those inspection holes. Okay, so I'm going to actually look straight down on it, and I'm going to get these lined up exactly, and I see them now, and I'm looking at all 4 of the landmarks that I just described to you. There they are right there, and I'm going to lock my pliers down, have them set just a little bit tight, and make sure that I'm still lined up, and I am, and I've locked those down. I like to take a second set of the same thing, needle nose vice grips. These are neon. I don't really like those a lot. They're harder to operate than the traditional ones, and I like to lock them down again. Now, all I've done is just clamp this down with the 2 needle nose. I can come back and I can double check my inspection to make sure that my inspection holes are lined up exactly over the landmark holes. I'm gonna hold this up again and I'm gonna try to be real still. Maybe the camera can zoom in and show you what the sight picture is, but you're basically through what I call the bottom 2 holes. This is closest to the loose jaw of the trap. These 2, you'll be looking at the 2 bottom corners of the pan. The top 2 inspection holes right there, you should be looking at that divot that I explained to you just a moment ago through where the manufacturers bend their pan stand down at. So that's what I'm looking at, looking for right there. Then I know that that pan's square. Another telltale sign is your pan should be able to ride all the way to the top and all the way back to the bottom. From that point, the next thing I do, guys, is simply put a spot weld right through those inspection holes. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And I'm going to spot weld those on as we speak. It would help if I had my welder out ready, but no fear, here we go right here. So I'm just going to line up right on the holes. Now I'm looking at a little bit of metal from the existing pan here, and I'm just going to do a spot weld and fill that hole up. And make sure I got a good ground. I'm having issues with that ground. What I may have to do is actually ground to the trap itself. Sometimes on this metal table, my grounds work, sometimes they don't. So this should be much better here. All that was is just a spot weld. I'm going to show them to you here in just a moment. Second one. Okay, I got those 2. I'm going to come back and do the same thing on the bottom. And I have to move my ground because it's covering up over there. All right, let me show you what I got so far, guys. We have tacked this pan on to the original pan now, and it should be you should be seeing the 4 spot welds, and that's all we've done is just literally tacked it on there. That will hold okay right there, but I like to weld a little bit better than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this pan the trap upside down. Here again, it's closed, just the trap is not set. Now I've got full access to get me a good deep burn on the leading edge of this trap. I don't know if the camera can see it, may want to zoom in one more time, but I want to get a good burn right here. You can see where my spot weld caught the edge of the existing pan, and so I'm attached now. You know, I'm welded on. But now I'm going to come back and get a good burn here, and I think the camera can probably even just watch the weld. It's not like in person where you don't want to watch the weld. Ground again. I apologize for that, guys. Sometimes have everything set just right. We don't have any issues with this metal table. Other times you kind of got to work the ground just a tad bit. So now I'm going to come back and weld this on. Get my wire right. Okay, I got a pretty good little bead right there. Now this set of pliers is not holding anything any longer. I can take that off. I'm going to come back and I'm going to get another spot on this side of it. Well, my doggone ground is giving me issues. I think what's happening, when Kendall makes these traps, he powder coats them, and which is a really, really great thing. And so we're going to come back and finish welding here. Okay, now that's done. I've got 2 more. I want to get a good tack on the back side, and now I'm going to have to reach in. It helps with the MIG welder because I can reach in, get my ground back in order on the front side. Guys, once you have your system, it goes much, much quicker and easier than what I'm showing you here, but even this is not long. I've taken some extra time just to explain what I'm doing. On the back corner now, I'm going to get the third bead welded. That's all it takes there. I got a good burn there, a good deep burn, and a turn, and I'm going to weld my last corner. I personally like to have 4 corners of that welded up, and I've never had an expanded pan come off when I've done them this way. Alrighty, there we go, guys. We're completely done. That's completely welded on and completely installed. What I will do, and it's all personal preference at this point, this little bubble right here that I used when I welded through the inspection holes, that is not enough to create any issue whatsoever with any animal. Just for looks and personal preference things, some people like to grind those off smooth and easy, and there's no issue whatsoever. If you do, you just ease in here with a grinder and just grind this off where everything is perfectly flat and smooth. But if you're careful with your welder, like I did these 4 beads right here, there's not a lot sticking up anyway. Having showed you guys how we set this, how we install these, let me tell you one other way. I still like to do everything we did with lining the trap up with inspection holes, clamping them down with the self-locking pliers. I have guys that literally take self-tapping screws, screw straight through the expanded pan and the original trap pan, no welder required then. I have other guys yet that will drill through there and actually put a rivet through there and rivet these on. Works equally as well either way. I will attempt to set this for you real quick. It's still hot. You just now saw me weld it, and I'm going to try to be really careful so I don't burn myself. I think we're going to be able to get it done. Oop, almost did. I'm just being super careful, guys, because it's hot. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Here we go. Just because it's so hot, I couldn't hardly keep my fingers on it for the night latch to get the night latch to work. But at any rate, works fine. Now when it's not quite so hot, the pan lays in there fine. This is the picture that you're looking at. You should have your clearances that look just about like that all the way around. Here again, you've got about 80% more surface area there for the animal to step on than you did, and we've got that pan securely attached to the trap. So I'm gonna fire the trap, and we call the screwdriver. All set jaws lets it come straight out of there. So great trap, guys. This is our expanded pan for it. This is how we weld it on. I appreciate you watching, guys, and if we can help you at all, you can find us on our website, www.expandedpantraps.com, and we have contact information there. You can get in touch with us. I appreciate you watching, guys. Remember, as we always say, the smart trapper is always learning.